It gotta be the weekend.
One of these topics we're gonna talk about stepdaddy. Stepdaddy season, honey.
Do the stepdaddy.
Y'all love hating on these stepdaddies, but these stepdaddies
I
standing
hate
in the
Who hates on stepdaddies?
Who hates on stepdaddies?
Who hates on stepdaddies?
the internet.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, I actually think some of the hate is warranted.
So you a stepdaddy hater?
No, I think some of them are fools. Like
you a stepdaddy hater. You keep
and he's a colorist and a stepdaddy hater.
You should never step up to redeem a woman and her children and end up on the losing side of that shit. So if you do, you're a bit of a fool.
So you're saying they stepped themselves in a bad situation, like a bad.
So you got to realize that literally, if you go in there to redeem a woman and her children, like look at that dude who adopted one of Eva Marcel's kids. Now she left him and he got to pay child support. Oh.
No. He paying child support. He has kids by her.
But he paying for the one that's not his too.
We don't know that. That's hearsay. You don't know that.
Well,
I tried to read her court document, and it clearly just says that kid is not even specified in that document.
That's not what it said.
Hang on. This man legally adopted that child, and we're mad that he's paying child support. Like he didn't, as a grown adult, didn't understand.
I understand the legal parameters. I'm saying do not adopt anybody's children. Caring for them under your own. We're trying to set a boundary for men so they don't get got. Like men have to set boundaries.
But maybe he doesn't feel like he got got.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. It's not stepdaddy hate. It's more like stepdaddy education. We cannot. So basically, women, it hurts everything that women do in this light, this negative light, to stepfathers makes it harder for them to get married. It makes men literally close off and say, I ain't doing that shit. I'm not signing up for that shit, which will hurt the chances for women getting married. So what I'm saying is we can no longer rely on women to be honorable in anything, not in marriage, not in divorce, not in a man stepping up to take care of your kids. Women are literally looking out for themselves at all times, which will close men off. Like if y'all haven't noticed, men are getting really smart on all fronts. They're either not going to marry at all or going somewhere else to get a wife with a woman that does not have these modern American ways. So I just say either way that hurts American women. So
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Gender war.
So are we assuming that he does not have question? Are we assuming that he does not have a relationship with this young lady and he didn't do it just out of the goodness, like he really wanted to be this young lady's dad? Because there are people who aren't even married to and adopt kids every day. And there's not even an arrangement for that. They just adopt kids. So we're making an assumption that he did it because that was his wife. It's not because he wanted for himself to be this kid's dad.
So absolutely. Does a legal document make it any more of a bond? It doesn't.
Right. So what I'm asking you is, so you're saying you think she forced him to do it, or do you
No. I'm literally calling him a simp for doing this shit. She might not have.
Why?
He's a simp. He's absolutely a simp. If we're going to have.
What is a simp then? What's a simp?
Wait, I want to backtrack 1 second. Because Trigger Mike, you asked the question of, does a legal document further the bond?
Yeah.
What's the point of advocating for marriage if the legal document does nothing?
No, I'm talking about with the child though.
I understand, but the principle is still the same, right?
I have another question. Father's Day. I have a question.
Ali was here.
This becomes frustrating a little bit. Let's take the wife out of it. Nobody ever thinks about the kid. People pass kids. Right. Let me finish talking. Y'all talk about kids like they're some type of disease, or they're like, "Ooh, stay away. That's a kid." You know,
the ones that are not yours.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Fuck them kids.
That's how y'all talk about kids. If it ain't my kid, I don't care. Throw the rascal away. Throw them in the trash. Get rid of them. Like that's how y'all talk about kids. These are children.
Now, here's the interesting part.
Human beings.
Here's the interesting part. You know that girl got a daddy. That's the other part about it. That girl has a following.
Undoubtedly, if that man was able to divorce that young lady, there were legal things that were taking place where he was able to adopt that little girl. You can't just go off and adopt people's kids. You can't. So those rights were either handed over, something went down where he was able to adopt that kid. But back to what I'm
talking
saying,
about.
so
I'm talking about customarily. We've literally gone off into an area where things should not happen. It's not about him. What I'm saying is that
not, but it's about the kid. It's not about him at all.
And what I keep saying,
you said what the kid?
Forget the kid.
Right. And that's the problem. Nobody wants
all you owe that kid and all this service that he did to that kid was to be able to take care of that child under his roof and be a good stepfather to her. That's all like any stepfather owes the child.
So Trigger Mike,
you just say this real fast, Marcus, and I'm done. There are people right now, older people who are being taken care of by their stepkids, not their real kids, by their stepkids.
And they don't need to be adopted.
Listen,
to do it.
But that's it. That I don't even now. Maybe you guys just think differently. Like
so let me be real, Shan. In your girls groups, all women do is talk about ways. So this is the funny part. Men give freely. We give freely. And what has happened is that we've been so taken advantage of that we can no longer act in our natural state to give that way.
That would make sense. So when you say so that should be taken from that standpoint. You shouldn't say F the kid or
I mean that's a bit.
It should simply be you did it and you were taken advantage of, or maybe F the parent. It sucks because I really love the kid. Like don't knock the kid like the kid had something to do with grown folks.
No, it's not even the kid. The kid never has anything to do with it. My ultimate point is that we need to start creating doctrine for men because this is actually going to change things. Women can only do what men allow. So you don't owe anything to her. And then we've seen instances like in that, what's his name? LaTruth situation where he didn't want to adopt the kids and she left them. She literally wanted to get him on the hook financially for how many kids? Was it? Chat, help me out. Y'all be knowing all the tea. 2 or 3 kids that was not his.
Well, who had 3 kids that wasn't there? I'm sorry.
It was like LaTruth. The guy's name was LaTruth. It was like last year. And then him and the wife were fighting, and she's like, well, and there's this big rant on her on Facebook, and they're arguing because he won't legally adopt her child. Why do you want me to be on the hook for your children? They are not mine. They live under my roof. They benefit from my provision. That is all I'm required to do. So what I'm saying is that we need to create a doctrine for men to not be taken advantage of. That way you can find partners that actually want to be with you for you. That's all.
Now, I'm okay with that. Yeah. Like if you can protect yourself that way, like I don't have a problem with that. But that the other way you were talking earlier, I couldn't get down with that.
Yeah, that's all I ultimately mean though.
So